Hello folks, today we are going to talk about how the LUMIX S1hII Mark II could change the game. And we are going to basically look at what LUMIX has already in-house. What I mean about that. There are specifically two things that can change the game. So not many, just two. The first one is electronic ND filters. Here I have my computer, so if you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at the informations that I collected to be able to bring this information to you. What I'm saying is not a law, is nothing has been proved, there is no development announcement from LUMIX or so on. It's just information that LUMIX has thrown out there, and I kind of gathered and thought about bringing this video to you guys. If it's interesting to you, keep following me. If it's not, then forget about it. Grab a cup of coffee or a glass of water, because this is going to be quite an interesting one. Let's go straight into it. In August 2023, so basically some months ago, LUMIX came out and basically filed a pattern for ND filters for consumer pro cameras, or pro consumer cameras anyway. So this body looks really like the S1hII body. Basically, this pattern looks more like a Fuji GFX100 Mark II body, but it's LUMIX. So it's Panasonic LUMIX. So it's not Fuji, it's Panasonic. They might change the body, maybe, to adapt the ND filters, maybe, and to adapt something else that you have to wait a little bit before we get to it. But this looks so interesting. Like, this pattern basically looks like there is going to be like a knob where you can change your stacked basically filters for the ND. And here basically still from the same, you can still see all the mechanical things, how the stacks, the filters are going to be stacked and how are they going to work. This, I don't know if you call it really electronic or mechanical. It looks more like how the Blackmagic does it. So quite interesting. Here we can see exactly how it's gonna work. So here it has mainly two filters. So I don't know exactly how this is gonna work. If they're gonna just have two stops of NDs, and then basically by shutting them down, they kind of match. It's a little bit of a bummer. It would be cool to have, like, it's not a bummer. Like, I'm really happy about this. It would be cool to have like the electronic one that Sony has. That is just insane how that basically works. Like, it just works and it doesn't have any interruptions of things coming in and out. So, but it's cool because Sony still doesn't have it in their mirrorless bodies, while LUMIX is thinking about it, or I mean, it filed the pattern, so it's coming. So it's quite interesting how this thing works, and I'm so interested about this. And if they manage to do this, bro, I'm buying the S1hII the same day it get announced as I did with the S5 Mark II X. And yeah, so this is pretty much all the information we have about this. And the filters is gonna mainly be like a stack filters in front of the sensor, and that's pretty much what we have. So first thing was the ND filters. The second one is, I think, what most of the people are going to be interested about, which is global shutter. Yes, LUMIX has already developed a global shutter, and they basically announced the development of it in 2018, I believe. Yes, in February of 2018, they announced the development of it, and until now, we haven't seen much about it. But we can hear this information directly from LUMIX or Panasonic. Let's go straight into it.
Thank you for joining us. I'm joined here by Takashi, who was closely involved in the development of this brand new 8K sensor. So, where did the development for this 8K sensor come from?
Yes, this is a 8K prototype camera that we are developing toward the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games. And this unique thing about this camera is that we are using organic sensor. This is a Panasonic R&D technology.
Okay. So what are the benefits of using an organic sensor then?
By using this organic photoconductive film on top of CMOS sensor, this will provide three main features. One is a wide dynamic range, two is a global shutter, and the three is the variable ND filters.
Okay, and how by using an organic sensor, how does it bring those advantages then?
Yes, our wide dynamic range, right now current Vericam has around about 14 plus stops.
Yeah.
And with using this new organic sensor, we can have additional 2 stops. So we're targeting around 15 to 16 stops.
Okay, so for HDR capture, it's only going to enhance that offering. Okay, and then am I right in saying we've also got variable NDs built in as well?
Yes, because of the using this photoconductive film, this can control the light of amount observed into the sensor. So steplessly, we can control the light. So without changing the iris, you can control the lights. So that means that you cannot lose the depth. You can always maintain the depth of the field.
Brilliant. Okay, so obviously Panasonic's got a rich history in the development of sensor technology. I guess this is the next step for us then.
Yes, this first attempt is using this new organic sensor for the 8K camera toward the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games.
Yeah.
But this organic sensor technology will be implemented into the cinema and the studio camera and even a consumer, including LUMIX, this technology after Tokyo Olympic Games.
Exciting. Brilliant. Well, look, thanks so much for your time, Ichi.
So, did you hear right? If you didn't hear right, let me replay this part for you.
This first attempt is using this new organic sensor for the 8K camera toward the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games.
Yeah.
But this organic sensor technology will be implemented into the cinema and the studio camera and even a consumer, including LUMIX, this technology after Tokyo Olympic Games.
Did you hear? Even in a LUMIX. What does that mean? It means that we are going to receive this in a LUMIX camera pretty soon, I guess. I don't know when. It was 3 years ago, this video. And the Olympics, I don't remember if it was delayed because of what we had. But we are going to receive it in one way or another in a LUMIX camera. When, we don't know yet. But it's coming. And that's why I think it's going to be the S1hII Mark II. Why does that make sense? Because it's the flagship video camera. And seeing what Sony just did, I think Panasonic wants to try and push it out there, because even now they have been sponsoring so many creators now. In this couple of weeks, there have been a bunch of videos from new creators who are actually creators. I don't know if they are creators for Sony, but are Sony users. So it looks like there is a strategy that Panasonic or LUMIX are taking there, and that's exciting. How they did with Chris Howe before releasing the S5 Mark II X, they basically sponsored him. They managed to get probably all the information they needed to then create an amazing body of these two S5 Mark IIs that we received. Probably that's the same thing they are going to do for the S1hII Mark II. But there is a little issue, because this sensor, as you see it here on the screen, it's Super 35 sensor at the moment, or for all the information I could gather. So there is no any information about a full frame sensor development or coming, which it makes us think that it cannot be then implemented in the S1H Mark II, but they have had a lot of time to be able to actually develop a full frame sensor out of this. So that's what I think. I think they have actually developed a full frame sensor out of it without saying nothing, and we will just receive it as a surprise, most probably. But if not, then we're going to have a Super 35 that is going to end up most probably in some cinema body camera, which I don't know, because since the release of the EVA 1 and their cinema lineup cameras, I haven't heard anything else about, well, except those boxy, the BH and the BGH, if I'm not mistaken. Except those, there haven't been really any exciting Cinema Pro camera from LUMIX, so let's just focus on the S1H Mark II here. But what this sensor is capable of is that it's capable to record up to 60 frames per second in 8K, which is amazing. Not many global shutter sensors, or actually there is none at the moment, 8K that can record up to 60 frames per second. But this is still a Super 35, I want to remember. If they have developed maybe a full frame one, I don't know if they will be able to push the boundary to film until 60 frames per second with the global shutter, of course. Sony is able to do it with a normal, with their own sensors. But yeah, we will see what they will do. But this is all I have at the moment, and this is kind of what I wanted to share with you guys about what I found. I constantly researching LUMIX because I'm just interested in the technologies they have and what they want to bring, because it's not like I'm a LUMIX fanboy. I'm just so excited about LUMIX cameras because they just are so good. The S5 Mark II-X is the only camera I've owned until now, and with the S5, that I never felt that, oh, I want to change my camera to another brand. Like, not even once. And that was the first time, because with Canon, I always wished it. When I had some Sony cameras, I always wished it, except the FX6. That's my dream camera. So, yeah. But what do you think about all of this? What is your opinion? Share a comment down below. If you're interested in following my journey and share some thoughts and have a talk down below, feel free. Let's have a talk. Take good care of yourself. I'm Sam, and I'm going to see you in the next one.